Okay, so good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and what university?
I'm Denis Sullivan. I'm a professor of Middle East Studies at Northeastern University in Boston.
Very well. So, when you were looking for language learning programs overseas, what things were important to you, and why did you ultimately choose this school for your overseas program?
Well, I've looked at a lot of schools in Egypt over the last few years. I've been running programs in Cairo for 17 years. And about 5 years ago, I decided to take advantage of being in Egypt and making sure that the students left here knowing some Arabic or a lot of Arabic. And because our Arabic programs are growing in the United States, I needed a program that brought high-quality Arabic instruction as well as a supplement to what I was teaching, which is Middle East politics and history and culture. So when I first discovered Mr. Abdul Hamid at his office in Tahrir, I immediately thought, I found a great connection with him, kind of intellectually and personally. And so I thought, yeah, this is a guy I could work with. And then when he toured me around his various facilities in Tahrir, in Talat Harb, and here eventually in Mohandesin, and I knew the kind of students I was bringing, I thought, without a doubt, this was an easy decision to make, to put my faith and my trust in him and his teachers. And this is my third program now with Abdul Hamid, and he has never failed me, and the teachers have never failed me. And my students, again, this being the third group, are just they're proof. They've proved my point that this was the right decision. The types of services he offers are small classrooms, individualized attention, and something that goes beyond the classroom, having the teachers interact with my students outside the classroom as well. And so at the end of every program, we tend to go off and do something, a felucca ride, or go to Al-Azhar Park, and the teachers like to join us, and we like them to join us as well. Also, we've asked the teachers to come on my part of the program, which is tours, cultural tours, walking tours of Islamic Cairo or Coptic Cairo. So some of the teachers actually become our friends, actually. So there's something, interpersonal with the high standards. We also work with them in designing the curriculum. I mean, the curriculum is there. The curriculum is manageable around our needs. They're flexible enough to say, oh, your students want to achieve A, B, and C before they leave Cairo. So I've also encouraged friends to come here for 1-week programs, and they too have been very happy. So the ideal is to come here for 4 weeks or 5 weeks, but even if you only want to come for 1 week or 10 days, Mr. Abdul Hamid and the teachers can design short programs or long programs as well.
Fantastic. So what sort of students typically come from your university with this program?
There is no typical student except someone who's interested in coming to Egypt and knowing that there's something to learn about this civilization of 7,000 years. And they know they'll see the pyramids, and then they know they have 35 more days to really experience everything else about Egypt. So there are international affairs majors, political science majors. There are people from ROTC. There are people from public health studies, sociology, anthropology, business, criminal justice, engineering. I've had students from so many different majors that there really is no typical student. When I design intensive Arabic immersion programs, those tend to be more the Middle East studies and international affairs and political science, more the social science and humanities students. However, I also have had programs here for engineers, for journalists, for photography majors, and they too benefit greatly from the programs.
Fantastic, and that sort of leads into the second question I wanted to ask you on that note. How do you feel your students are responding to the the intensiveness of the program?
I think that's every group I bring. Excuse me. Every group I bring has a different culture about it. I mean, it's the group culture. So my job is to make sure that everyone stays as healthy as possible. That I give them a structured program that they know they're here to study Arabic and Middle East studies, which I supervise. And so, it's a tricky question because, it depends. Fi wa fi, as we say in Arabic, in Egyptian. Fi wa fi. Some groups respond just fine, and other groups will complain, but nevertheless they continue to do great things and learn a hell of a lot and are very happy with the end product. So, no matter what the response has been, and again I've been escorting groups to Egypt for 17 years, so I have too much experience on my hands. The groups, no matter what their responses are, no matter what they're feeling at the time, no matter what complaints I hear over 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 5 weeks, at the end they're all extremely grateful for the experience. They have befriended these teachers. They're extremely grateful to the teachers, the Arabic teachers, who have given them, who've opened the window of the Arabic language to them if they've never had it. And if they have had it, like if they've had Fusha a semester or a year in the States, then they come here, then their eyes are like, oh, this is how I actually use the language.
Right.
The Fusha is the Fusha, and the Ammiya is the language of people, and that's always a positive experience for any group.
Fantastic. And my last question is, what would you say to professors in the U.S. or overseas in Europe that are looking for a language learning program? What would you say to them about the school?
I love the school for everything I've said. The people, the small classrooms, the individualized attention, and the focused curriculum based on individual needs. So I might bring a group this year that has slightly different needs from last year and slightly different needs from those a year to come. So I know that I can trust and work with Mr. Abdul Hamid and with these teachers, and they will deliver the kind of curriculum that we collaboratively develop together. The other thing I love about this program is the location and the locations. As I mentioned, there are 3 locations. To be in the heart of Cairo, rather than far afield from the heart of Cairo, is one of the greatest assets of this school. They're in Mohandasin, they're in Tahrir, they're in the heart of Cairo, and so students get to experience, struggling with the traffic, which is frustrating, struggling with the smog and the pollution, which is frustrating at times. But that's also the beauty of being in the heart of Cairo, at the heart of the 20 million people that are our neighbors for 5 weeks, or for 1 week, or for 2 weeks. So location, 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 as we say in the States.